Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another fabulous week of workouts. We are coming at you with our warm-up for this week. So warm-up this week, we are switching from an upper body focus to a little bit more of a lower body focus, in particular hip mobility. It is really important that as you exercise more and as we get older, we focus on making sure that we keep the mobility through our hip joint in all directions. Becoming tight in one direction can lead to a domino effect of injuries and issues all the way down the line and into the low back. So we always want to make sure that we've got every direction of our hips nice and mobile. All right, so we're going to start standing. And as with any warm-up, we're going to start with a nice dynamic movement. So we're going to take 30 seconds of a jumping jack or a modified jumping jack. So remember, on modified jumping jack, we're just stepping but keeping the full range of motion, arms and legs, versus the jumping version. All right, guys, 30 seconds in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Remember, on our jumping jacks, we always want to hit a full range of motion. Everything comes together at the bottom. Everything is apart, and the arms are all the way up over the head. If we cut this short, we are missing out on warming up our inner thighs, outer thighs, and the shoulder. Try to keep the arms nice and open with every swing. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and time. We're going to take a swing from the leg. This is the start of that hip mobility. If you have a pole to grab onto, a wall, I'm going to use my Viper for filming purposes. We're going to take one hand on, free leg, so the leg on the outside is going to take a swing. I'm swinging in both directions. As you start, keep the swing light, so it's nice and easy. It's just wherever it naturally wants to go. I'm not lifting very hard. I'm not really feeling that much pull or stretch through the hamstring. As this 30 seconds goes, I'm going to go for a little bit more height. Trying to pull my toes back at the top, feeling a nice pull through the back of the leg, while also opening that hip behind. So let it bend when it swings back. Keep it nice and natural. It should feel good. And switch legs. The key on these swings, number one, that you start nice and light, allowing that leg to go wherever it wants to start the day. And then from there, building to where you are actually feeling a stretch. Allow that leg to bend behind you as much as it wants. If you are tight in the hip flexor and you're trying to keep that leg straight, you're going to end up either working your glute or pulling in through your low back. And we want to allow that hip to open. So allow that leg to bend. Kick yourself in the butt if it feels good. All right, last one. Excellent. You can ditch the wall. I don't want you fighting your balance on that one, so feel free to hang on to something like that, Viper. All right, hip circles. So facing me. We're going to take one leg, bend at the knee, and we're going to come to the inside first. And I'm going to make as big of a circle as I can without moving my hips or rotating my hips. And I'm going to go the other way. From the outside first and around. Switch legs. Inside and then around the outside. Very good. At this point, it doesn't matter which direction you go first, as long as you go both directions. I like to think about it like I've got a table in front of me, and I'm trying to get my foot up and over this table every time. By about number 3 here on each side, those hips should be feeling a little tired, because it's not a range of motion that we usually make them work. Look for any big inequalities or imbalances on each side. If one side is definitely way harder to do than the other, we want to pay attention. This is our last one, number 5. All right, take the feet wide. Lateral shifts. So instead of lateral lunges, we're going to start down and we're just going to shift to the other side. On these for warm-up, you're welcome to reach to the ground. You're welcome to keep the hands on the legs. All we're doing is pushing through the range of motion a little bit more. So as I press out, that outside hip is getting pushed out. This inner thigh is getting a big stretch. Excellent. Hands on the floor, perfectly fine. What's important is that we're warming up those hips and legs, not necessarily that we've got a perfect chest up lunge position. We're gonna go one more on each side. All right, then we're gonna take it back to a stand. We have 3 walkouts. Each walkout is gonna have a push-up and an Everest step on each side. Nice big reach up. Press the hips forward to get that extra stretch through the hip flexor. Touch those toes, relax right here. Let those hamstrings get a good pull. Walk it on out. Give me the best push-up that you've got, good form. And an Everest step on the one side. Press down and return. Switch legs, press down and return. Walk it back. Very nice. Anytime we are warming up, it is important, push up, that you walk through or move through your stretches. Unless you are incredibly sore, in our warm-up, we never want to be holding our positions for very long. All we are doing is waking everything up, allowing the blood to move the muscle through each range. Last one, and stay down. All right, from here, we're gonna increase the stretch of that Everest step just a little bit by turning it into a tiger step. So same position in that plank, leg comes forward, inside arm is gonna come up. So we're adding a little more pressure into that stretch. Think about pressing the knee out wide, and then open the arm. So we're opening our chest and shoulder as well. Return, and switch. Arm comes up, open, press that knee wide, and switch. Knee wide, and switch. This is number 2. We got one more on each side. Good, last one. Excellent, drop your knees. We're gonna go into a thread the needle. Back to a little bit of an upper body focus. Right arm is gonna come up as if we're reaching for the sky. Think about pressing the hip sideways this time. So hip toward the right, and sweep it all the way under, like you're trying to touch the back of your shoulder to the ground. Come up and switch sides. Open, press that hip, scoop it under, hold, and return. Repeat. Open, press that hip, scoop it under, return, open, scoop. That is 2. We have 1 to go on each side. Big open, big reach. Last one, open, reach, and return. We're gonna finish our hips out with a pigeon stretch. So back to that plank one more time. I'm gonna drive my knee through the middle, as much as possible, sitting up tall, and switch. From the side view, as much as you can, I want you to try to keep your back knee pointed to the floor. If you need to, if you're super tight, you can let that leg turn out just a little bit. But the ultimate goal, switch, is to keep that back knee pressing down. That'll keep your hips squared, which will increase that hip stretch. One more. This time from that plank, we're gonna press back into a pike. Press those heels down into the floor. Open the shoulders, stretching out those hamstrings. Shift it from one heel to the other. And we're gonna walk all the way up. Coming back to our feet, this time we're gonna finish with 5 squats and 5 lunges on each leg. So we're gonna pick up our pace a little bit, squat and stand, 2, 3, 4, 5, right into a reverse lunge, 1, 2, 3, the last 2 we're gonna make curtsy lunges right here, 4, And warm up done. I hope you guys have a great workout. Heart rate should be back up now. Hips and everything and low back feeling pretty warm. See you guys at the cool down.